Last time on Of Dice and Men.
But we need something.
I start walking down the red path.
There's no red path.
It's
Right,
like the red, the one with the red triangle with the dot in the middle. I just start walking down that path.
All right.
Triangle.
Filter the flyers walking down the red.
I say we go to
triangle.
the spider.
No,
Fuck.
I fly.
I'm gonna go to the spider path.
Spider path.
Yep.
Filter.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna not split up from them, so I'll follow.
We're actually gonna go to Dom first.
Oh.
Dom's alone during this. All of a sudden, you turn to see a sort of pointed boot man wearing a tall and crooked hat. His face is shadowed by the hat and a hood combination. All you see are two little lit blue eyes shining through. Hello, friend.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, I've been continuing my studies of that large creature you told me about you saw in the woods. Okay, so you guys walk about 30 more minutes into this direction, and you come across a large, mossy and muddy mound that extends about 50 feet high, below a large opening into a deep, humid, and foggy cave entrance. And that is an adult, ancient dragon. And he says, "For years the halflings of Holden Hold have held our home in captivity." Right.
Do you know where the sword of Telkur is?
You enter a room, and you see a large circle of sticks with lit candles placed around in a disorganized fashion. Alright, so out of the money pack, you pull this sword, and immediately it changes its form. So you guys travel to the green six-figured way, right? No, which way?
Triangle with the dot.
Triangle with the dots.
Purple
Good.
triangle.
Triangle with the dots.
It's
Very
red, right?
majestic. And you see behind the Rayluft two dark, hairy feet. With that, appearing out from behind the Rayluft and into the darkness, you see two red shining eyes, large deer-like horns coming out of a hunched back, mossy hole. You see the long arms and claws scraping the non-existent dark ground, and he stands in front of these three children, this creature. And he says, "I come for your blood.
Just look.
I come from my home. I come to take you to your last." Everyone roll initiative.
This time on Of Dice and Men.
This is interesting.
Because we don't have the
Filter, you're first.
Okay, well, since I am attacking before...
Oh, here, actually, let's place our characters out here for me for a second.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and just try and shoot him in the eye, because they're glowing, right?
So
I have a
you're
pretty
gonna roll
good
disadvantage.
I have advantage, though, because...
They're small.
Okay, but he hasn't acted yet, and I have advantage against creatures that have not acted.
So then roll regular roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll 3
Aiming
times.
for the eye. Okay. You roll 10, and you did this with your arrow or something like that.
Yeah.
So you shot an arrow, and you shot it, and it comes right towards his face, and actually it does hit him in the face, and his face splits in half with this kind of ooey gooey, magic-y power, and the arrow just goes straight through, and his face closes back together, and you hear that ringing sensation in your ears like you first heard when you entered the forest. Next up in the round is Chianti. Okay.
So,
No.
this mole-faced Brazic can see the door.
Ooh, you don't know that. Actually, do you want to make a nature check? It's going to be your bonus action.
Okay.
So you got a 5? It's big and it's scary.
It's scary, gotcha. Ice knife.
You're going to use Ice Knife.
So,
Nice.
and then
Gotta
it's
roll
gonna
to see.
explode on him. I got 7 damage.
7 damage total.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's so bad.
This creature, you throw this dagger. Or does it kind of like comes out of your hands and this icy blast towards his chest. And right as he's about to split his chest open, it kind of explodes into this fireworky pattern of icicles coming out of it, and it stabs into the side of him, and you hear him go and reel out of the way really quick. Okay, next up in the lineup is the Mole-Faced Brazic. He's going to go... This attack's going to be aimed at you, since you hit him. Alright, you take 14 points of damage.
No, I'm at 10.
So he reels towards you, and his from his hood comes a giant row of large teeth, much like that of an alligator or a shark. And he latches onto your neck with these teeth, and they close around your neck. And he doesn't bite off, he doesn't tear, but you feel stinging sensations go into your neck through these sharp teeth. And he releases, and you just see rows of tiny dots in Chianti's neck, and your veins are pulsating.
Stop!
All right, next up is Eric. Longsword. Okay.
Longsword. Here we go. Ooh, 19. Yeah.
All right, so you
plus 3. That's a 22. Hell yeah.
you hit him. You hit him.
Okay.
And how do you want to do it? Luke did not know that a diagonal turn would cause partial damage, so I'd allowed him to remake his movement, but he rolled a critical roll. And I was just going to take away the fact that it was a critical roll, so he's going to do half the damage he makes on the creature rather than making any damage on Chianti. So instead of making 26 damage, which is what he would have done with the extra attack, in the extra bonus, and the doubled of everything, he's going to make what he usually would make without the advantage on the attack, which means he's going to make 13 damage.
13 damage, okay.
13 damage on the creature. Alright, next up in the lineup is Filcher, the flyer.
No, I'm just gonna disengage.
Okay, you're disengaging higher, so you're just gonna skip your turn on this one.
Yep.
You wanna heal anyone?
I can't heal anyone.
Alright, okay. Next up in the lineup is Chianti. 10 plus 1, so 11 is not it. You bring your arm out and you go to stick this dagger in his hand, and when you do this, he reels back his claws. And he screeches. He goes. Poison spray, that's a spell?
Yes.
So you don't have to roll to see if you hit him, but you just roll for damage.
4. So I hit him with a 4, and he's gonna have a disadvantage for the rest of his turn.
Oh, okay. Okay, so disadvantage on the rest of his next turn, okay.
And he's poisoned.
Next up in the lineup is going to be our pal, Mole-Faced Brazic, who's going to disengage from you guys.
With a disadvantage.
Yes, so you guys both get an opportunity attack. So both of you roll for attack right now.
Me?
Yes, both of you roll.
Alright, let's see. Ooh, 19.
That's, okay, that's really good.
Baby.
I got a 19 too.
2 19s, I think you guys those are both critical hits for you.
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
everyone, decide on your attacks.
Okay.
What are you going to use?
Longbow with its plus 4, and then it's 1d8.
Okay, 10 on a
And
d10.
So I hit him with 10 damage, and then he also takes cold damage because I'm using ice knife.
Okay.
And that's going to be 10 plus 13.
Okay, 13, 26. Luke?
I can actually heal as a bonus action.
So you wanna heal?
I'm at, yeah.
Okay, how are you gonna how many points are you gonna heal it for? That's 6 times 2, 12 damage you've also given him. He'll do for 10
health,
points of
there you
damage.
go.
Alright.
So you're at 20. Good.
So he disengages, he
Nice.
reels back, he goes over to the Raylift, and he, as a bonus action, is gonna roll for. Okay, so he fails what he's doing, but you don't know what he was doing. What he did is he put his claws to his face, and he just made a loud screeching noise at the Raylift, and the Raylift kind of pulsated for a second, and then it did nothing. And after that, he turns his attention to our buddy who's hiding. Okay, he reels at you with these long claws, and what do you do to evade this attack?
To evade it, his claws coming at me, and I move out of the way.
Okay, great, awesome, that's what I wanted. Okay, next up in the lineup is Filcher the Flyer. What do you do?
Okay, and then as a bonus action, I want to cast Cloud of Daggers on him.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I stab him with the blade staff.
All right, how do you do it?
Just right, like,
Into
the middle, like...
the middle of his chest,
in
okay.
the middle of his chest, plus 4, so 12 more damage.
Oh, wow.
And am I able to push him back in further into the Cloud of Daggers?
Did you already use your bonus action?
I did.
Okay, so no, you do not. Going to push back further into the cloud of daggers, but he's right in front of you, and it is encapsulating you two right now. So at this moment, you stab your sword straight into his chest, and it seems like the sternum of his rib cage. You hear a large crack as his ribs kind of break open and they expose out of his chest. Not like pushing out through the skin layer of hair, but you can see bumps where his ribs are pushing out of his chest now, where your sword went in through. And as you pull your sword out comes with it a giant spray of oil-like black blood onto your body. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw. It sprays on your body, and you close your eyes and your mouth, and you wipe your mouth and you wipe your eyes, and none of it got into any of your pores at this moment in time. Okay, next up is Chianti. What do you do? Really quick, before you do anything, before you go for Ice Knight, as this happens, all of a sudden you see from running out of the darkness a large dragonborn creature, and you get to make an advantage attack on this character because he does not see you. Coming from behind.
I'm gonna go for the Ray lift.
You're gonna go for the Ray lift?
Because the guy told me to do that before I did
All right,
the
go ahead and aim for that Ray
Can
lift.
I use the cool sword thing?
Yeah.
Can I just run up and like smack down on that shit?
Yes. So you run up to the Ray lift. Put your character right there. Yes. And I need you to roll your d20.
17.
17 is definitely gonna hit. All right, so you do 11 damage on this thing.
And plus 1, so 12.
12 damage on this thing. And you hear the creature. Well, first you stab your sword, this sword into this ray lift, and it slices a line of light comes out of it. Then it spews out this large white light from the ray lift, and from the creature, through your mind, you hear a screeching noise as the creature takes 12 points of damage, and you hear the children they start to like keel over and also are feeling pain at this point in time. The children, the 3 children that were in front of the ray lift as well, are keeling over in pain.
Sucks well.
Okay, 18 points of damage. Next was Lygon. What do you want to do?
Slash down on it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna punch my sword into it.
Okay, roll with advantage.
I'm at 13 HP.
A 12 does not hit. So, did you do this at the ray lift? You stab your sword, you try to stab it into this crack, and what happens is you miss the crack and it hits the dark side of it. It just kind of dinks off of the ray lift itself. Okay. Next up is the Mole-Faced Brazic. Mole-Faced Brazic is jarred by what you did, Nathan, and he actually steps back, so have him step back into your cloud of daggers. But you get he disengaged from you, so also roll for an attack opportunity. Roll 6d4 for the damage you take from that. 16 to hit, or damage.
That's damage to him. Oh, does it need to be another if it hits?
No.
Okay, so that's
16 from
damage
the
to him from the cloud of daggers.
cloud of daggers.
And then I'm going to pull out my short bow again and try and shoot right where the ribs are starting to come out.
Okay, roll for attack.
Actually, since he's over there, I'm going to move over since he can't attack me now for disengaging, just so I'm away from the cloud of daggers and stuff. And then I shoot.
12 plus 6.
Yep.
That's gonna hit. The creature stumbles back his cloud of daggers. Daggers stab at his skin, peeling more black oil off of his body. I need both of you to roll Constitution saving throw. Take 7 points of damage each. This oil spills in through your mouths, and just as you are trying not to swallow a little bit, it goes down. You cough it back up, but out with this oil in your mouth comes a big heap of blood from your own lungs, and you feel like it's coated your throat, kind of the way that an oily, greasy food would, and it's making its way down towards your stomach, and your acid in your stomach starts to kind of grumble a little bit. Next up in this lineup is Eric.
I'm gonna use my longbow,
Okay.
so that's +4.
He takes 10 damage.
Okay, that's my first attack.
And I would like you to roll a dexterity saving throw, because
Wait, what?
because look at where she is.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna heal you. I'll heal you. Don't worry. For my bonus action, I will heal the.
What was your dex saving throw? Take 5 points of damage.
So I have a 2 HP.
Next up in the lineup, I like saying that for some reason, is Filcher the Flyer.
Really?
Yes.
That's cute.
Don't
Okay.
This medic.
What I'm gonna do is, okay, then instead, can I just like try and shoot him in the face again?
Sure.
All right, right in the eye socket. That is not gonna hit 13.
Nope. Next up is Lygon. Lygon, what do you do?
I'm gonna stab the railroad again.
You're gonna stab the leg up again? Okay.
I can.
Roll.
20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not nat.
roll, not nat. Okay, so roll. Alright, so you stab your sword at the railipt, and now the crack opens up even wider, and with this, the creature reels in pain, and now is on its knees, and it's pleading, and you hear the words, "Railipt, help me." And from the railipt, you see this pulsating light, and the children who are on their knees now are standing, and they turn to face you, Lygon, in their chains. Hi, Lygon. Like that. And then they roll. No, they don't. But they fail. But they jump towards you, and they're clawing at your feet. But they have chains on them, and they are kind of tangled over each other, and they're kind of stumbling towards you. At this point in time, our next up is Eric.
So I'm liking my longbow a lot. I'm just gonna use my longbow again.
Do you want to move?
Heck yeah.
Hi, Dora.
Yeah, funny. Okay.
So we defeated.
So you defeated the mole-faced Brazic. Yes!
Woo!
That's right. Do some air humps, Luke. Air humps. Yeah. All right. Here we go. The Brazic died. The children are saying, "Oh, Dad. Where's our dad, Marvin?" And you see where the Brazic disappeared on the ground. A glowing gold key with deer horns. With a magnetic, it's drawn towards actually the Telker sword.
Hey,
I
I'm
run
gonna
towards
snatch
it.
it. Nope,
I
I
run
got the
towards
Telker sword.
Both
It's
of
drawn
you
towards me.
roll.
I get
Well, let's see
advantage.
who's further away right now.
Yeah, because it's drawn towards me.
If anything,
Who's
I
You
further
get
away?
advantage. You get advantage
If anything,
on dexterity. You get regular dexterity.
Okay, but what about me? I'm literally right next to him.
But are you gonna try to get it?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay, so
Also
roll
right.
for advantage as well.
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Okay.
18 plus dexterity.
Oh, 19.
18 plus dexterity. Oh, you're going for two.
Heck yeah.
Everyone's running towards this key, and these children are like, excuse me.
Is it plus sleight of
Plus
hand?
1, 19.
Is it plus sleight of hand or just dex?
18 plus what, Luke?
Wait, what's the plus again?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
22.
22.
Ooh.
22.
Wait,
19
22.
plus 3.
Yeah, but I'm the closest.
Closer than you.
Nathan first.
Yeah, but it's
Oh
drawn
my
towards
God.
me.
Plus
I got the
0.
sword.
Fuck, 19.
Okay, so these two both grab the key at the same time. Give me the Brazic.
Wait, let's do what any good warrior would do. Rock, paper, scissors, 2 or 3.
You have the Telker sword.
Oh, he gives it to you.
You give it to me?
And all of a sudden, the key just magnetically turns you and points you in one way. The key in your hands extends, your arms extend, and it feels like it's drawn towards something else in the forest.
Eric! Which way is that?
North.
Sure.
Well, he knows where north is.
Yes,
so I'm
it's
asking
north.
him what direction.
All right. So do you guys follow the key?
Which
and
way?
The children really quick.
It's north. We follow the
Excuse
key.
me. Where's our dad?
Actually,
you know what? I'll take them to their dad.
can I give the key to Nathan?
Are you talking to the kids?
No, I'm talking to you.
You can.
Alright, and I'm gonna return the sword.
All right.
You pussy bitch, give it to me.
Hey, you had the booty
He
cut this
promised a
last time,
giant
you didn't do
dragon.
a thing.
So
Call
you
me.
split up. You're gonna go return the sword. You guys are following the key's magnetic
Yes.
power with Nathan. The kids go, "Excuse me, we don't know where we are. Well, the last thing we remember is we were telling each other stories at my house. Stories of a group of adventurers."
Hey, guess what? I'm gonna take you to your dad, please.
We know where he is.
All right. So Chianti's gonna take the children to the father.
Lygon is gonna take Helcor back to the dragon. Nathan's character, Filcher the Flyer. I keep wanting to say Kinku. Filcher the Flyer.
Kinky rogue.
Filcher the Flyer
Eric
and
Sargent.
Eric Sargent
Both
are gonna
walking
go
north.
to the key. Okay, so
The
first
key
thing we're gonna
points,
do
it's north.
is we're gonna do Madden. Okay, so Chianti takes these children as they're walking. They to buy the time they start telling each other stories, and the stories are in the ass.
That's the story.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
great story.
Great story,
The
Mark.
story is-
Great story, Mark.
She goes, okay, so she says this to her brother. Okay, so our adventurers go to a small little community, and there's a large hill, and there's the words, Halliwind Balatornia, on the hill, and one of the people says, oh, you were selected by a random draw for 4 of you to play in a game show. And they go to this game show, it's a magical game show, and it turns out the guy who's running it's evil. And the other kids are like, whoa, that's crazy. And they're telling the story. And finally one of them says the words, the onlys are so awesome. If they're made up, a story we make up.
Wow, so tell me more about these only.
Oh yeah, they're really cool. One of the girls got a sword earlier on, and she didn't do jack shit with it. But other than that...
Maybe it's because she relied on her talent and skills to get her through.
Still, if I had an overpowered weapon, I would use it. Yeah, the kid goes, yeah, me too. That's one of the boys.
That's Trent.
That's
Trent.
Trent.
That's definitely Trent.
Okay, you guys need to leave that girl alone.
It's just a story, ma'am.
Alright, so when are we gonna get you guys to your dad?
Alright, so you walk them back to Marvin. Oh my god! And he runs up and he hugs his children. He goes, thank you so much. This means so much to me. He goes, I feel like I owed you something.
Yeah.
What? he goes, I forget, what did I promise you? Here, he hands you a small purse and he says, distribute this amongst your friends evenly. And inside of it is 1,000 gold pieces. Oh my god, 1,000 gold pieces. And so next up, I'm gonna go with you, the Telker sword. So you go back to the cave and you make your way down to the dragon. He goes, hello, Lygon.
Mr. Dragon, we slayed the Rowlet, and
You
we
did?
slayed the mole-faced Brazzer. No, country accent intensifies. And we slayed the mole-faced Brazzer. Here's your sword.
You hand him the sword, and with one of his long fingers from one of his hands, he picks it up on one finger. He places it into the ceiling above him, and he says, though I cannot give you this powerful weapon, there is something I can give you. And remember earlier when you accidentally... Remember earlier whenever you accidentally cracked open that egg? That little guy comes in to the room. And he says... He goes like that, and he goes, I would like to give you one of my children. Please take care of him.
What the fuck? Sorry.
Okay.
Jumps into my arms.
Please take care of him. He means more to me than anything else. And if you do want to contact me through him, then you can by talking to him. He says his name is Meriden. Meriden. He will serve you from now on till his end as your companion. Treat him well, and whenever you need me, speak to him and I will hear. Yeah, Vino in the meantime is lost in the forest. He has no idea where anyone is, and he's running around with a spork just like, guys, Actually, he runs up to that empty, dark part of the forest that turned to light, and there's no one there anymore, and he finally catches up and he goes, I'm ready! And he just sees these 3 chains on the ground from where the kids were, and he goes, guys?
Can I
Hello? He turns back, and the path that he came down is just forest now. The path is gone. And he's like, guys? Oh shit. All right, and then so next up in this list of things that happen is we have Nathan and so we have fuck, what are your names? Eric Sargent and Filch the Fly.
Filch the Fly. So we're walking down this path, I guess, with the key. We're following the key.
All right, and you guys are going to that way.
That's way. North.
Oh, I
Have
know.
we, wait. Before we do this, have we taken care of the... What was it? Have we taken care of the Nightcrawler problem then?
Well, we'll see.
Wait, by killing the wolf-faced brother?
We'll
does
see.
that-
We'll see.
Oh, hey.
Wow, patience, 'tis a virtue.
I know, man.
All right, so Eric and Filch the Flyer,
Yeah.
as you walk past the purple dot with the three little lines coming out of either side, you find yourself after about a mile on the edge of what looks like a cleared out swamp, almost half the size of the farms of Fold and Hold. In it, tiny mossy huts illuminated with orange light, and the furthest hut looks to be the largest, and next to it there is a tarp tent about 50 to 50 feet. Lastly, you see upwards of 30 havling children, all wandering around like they're lost.
Hello.
All the children
They
run
run.
up to you guys and they go, "Excuse me, we don't remember how we got here.
Parents?
Are you our no? We last thing we remember is we were home.
parents?
We don't know.
Do you have parents?
Yeah, we do.
I'm
Quick,
running
history
from
check
this.
on.
Okay, so...
Can you just tell us where to go so we can go back to our homes?
Come with us.
Follow us. Yeah.
And when we just kind of like take all the children, he's at the end of the line, I'm at the beginning.
Yeah,
To
we'll
make
do
sure
like,
none of them get
we'll do
lost.
follow.
Yeah.
So you're not
I'll
going to
be
check any of
Bruce.
these huts or anything like that? The key is... Oh, I should say the key is being drawn towards that largest
Oh,
hut.
gotcha.
Oh.
Stay here.
Can we
They
go-
all crowd around Luke. Are you going to go in there alone?
Yeah,
with
I
the
go
kid?
in.
And
Okay.
I'll entertain them. I'll just play them like
You play the song. Roll for performance in the meantime. Just, let me just see how this goes.
Wait,
Is
what
it,
song?
is it, are you playing a song? You do like a puppet show? Like, what's your plan?
I can do a puppet show.
All right,
I
puppet show.
have zero performance though, but let's see.
You're a... Oh, yeah, you're not a bard. You can't
Oh.
play the song. Yeah,
Yeah.
do a puppet show.
Puppet show. Okay, here we go. 8.
You do the worst fucking puppet show of all time. You actually, like,
He
you
does
sit
it
down
in
and you
his
go,
puppets.
all right, today we're going to talk about the birds
Oh my god!
and the bees. And you hold up one hand, and you just hold up an O with your other hand. The other hand is just one finger. And we don't get to see what happens past that point because we pan over to Filch the Flyer walking into the largest hut.
You just hear screams.
So this hut, you can tell, it has the words in Havlin. Do you know Havlin?
I do not.
Okay, never mind. The key is drawn towards this hut. You walk in.
Yeah, I want to do a perception check.
Okay, perception check.
Oh yeah, okay, like 19 plus 7, so...
All right, you can see inside of this. It's an open door, and you see there's a small notebook on the table inside of this room, and underneath the table you see something shining.
Okay, so I want to go and look in the notebook.
All right. So you go inside and you look inside this notebook, and you see a drawing of the Raylift and red eyes, like the children's eyes that were in front of the Raylift. Make a investigation check.
7.
All right, investigation 7. You don't see anything else besides that. What are you doing with your key?
Well, I want to look under the table, the shiny thing.
Okay, so you look underneath the table, and the key is drawn towards the ground. It's
Magnetized.
magnetized. Thank you, to the ground.
Okay, I push it into the ground and turn it.
You push it into the ground.
Well, like, okay, like I'm gonna like dust off the ground, see if anything's under.
Okay, you dust off the ground. Roll an investigation check again.
That's a bit better. Investigation, 17.
17. You see a small little cove in the ground, a small little hole, not big enough for the key,
but big enough for. It has a little like a little handle, tiny thing for like if you put your finger in it, it can lift up.
Do it. Lift it up.
All right, you lift it up, and there's this hatch, and underneath you see a large golden chest with a mole-faced lock. It's the face of the creature that you destroyed.
Okay. I want to proceed. No, I'll just go down. I open the chest.
You open the chest. Inside, you see a bunch of things. You're gonna want to write these all down.